My chest tightened as I stood in my parents' kitchen, clutching my freshly framed veterinary school diploma, watching my mother, Helen, fuss over a tower of artisanal pastries for my sister's party. "She's earned it, sweetheart," Mom said, not even glancing up from her careful arrangement. "Lila's always been so focused on her studies. You've always had other passions." The words hit harder than a shout, slicing through years of effort. I forced my voice to stay even. "Mom, we both graduated with honors, same GPA. I don't get why you and Dad paid off Lila's loans, but left me with mine." Mom sighed, finally, looking at me with that familiar mix of pity and impatience. "Clara, your sister doesn't have someone like Dr. Bennett championing her career. You've always had opportunities, Lila didn't." I nearly choked. Dr. Sarah Bennett, my research mentor, hadn't handed me anything. I earned her guidance through 80-hour weeks in the lab, while Lila was off on family-funded trips to Napa. My opportunities were sleepless nights and relentless hustle, while my twin sister basked in our parents' endless support. "So I'm being penalized for working hard?" I asked, my hands trembling. Dad walked in, slinging an arm round Mom. "No one's penalizing you, Clara. We're just being realistic. Lila needs more help. You've always been scrappy, scrappy, the word they use to excuse missing my research symposiums while chartering flights for Lila's dressage competitions. Scrappy. The reason for gifting Lila a new SUV at 21 while I got a $50 coffee shop card. Tomorrow was Lila's debt-free celebration, a lavish event my parents had planned, inviting family, friends, even our old professors. The invite screamed, celebrating Lila's triumph, as if I hadn't clawed my way through vet school right beside her. "I've got to go," I said, grabbing my bag. "Early clinic shift tomorrow. You'll still come to Lila's party, right?" Mom asked, her concern clearly for Lila's big day. "Not me. I'll be there," I muttered, the promise sour in my mouth. As I headed to my car, my phone pinged a text from Dr. Bennett, urgent. "Need to talk about the Kessler grant. Big news, I froze. A chill settling over me. My parents' favoritism wasn't just unfair, it was about to unravel in front of everyone. And I wasn't sure I was ready for what came next. Lila and I, twins born 6 minutes apart, had been on different tracks since the womb. I came first, quiet and curious. Lila arrived with a wail that demanded attention. Growing up in Boise, she was the charismatic one-star of the soccer team, homecoming queen. I was the introvert, holed up in the library, devouring books on animal physiology. Our parents cheered at every one of Lila's games, her ribbons pinned proudly on the fridge. My science fair wins got a distracted "nice job, Clara" and a pat on the head by high school. The pattern was set. When we both declared we'd become veterinarians, Mom and Dad beamed at Lila. But for me, they fretted about the rigors of vet school. "It's not just brains, Clara," Dad said. "It's grit." Lila's always pushed harder. The irony stung. At Idaho State, I maintained a 4.0 while working nights at a pet clinic to cover costs. Lila struggled with biochemistry, needing pricey tutors our parents happily funded. When she bombed her first GRE, they paid for a premium prep course. My 95th percentile score on my first try. That's great. Honey, I never blamed Lila. She was my sister, my mirror, and I loved her. She didn't engineer our parents' bias, she just rode its wave. Sometimes I caught her glancing at me during their praise, her eyes uneasy. But she never spoke up. We both got into the same vet school in Colorado, and for 4 years, we were a team, studying late, surviving brutal rotations, celebrating each milestone. I thought our parents might finally see us as equals. Instead, they found new ways to lift Lila while diminishing me. When I won a national grant for my research on equine lameness, Lila got a leadership award for organizing a campus blood drive. Guess which event they flew out for? Everything shifted in our final year when Dr. Sarah Bennett, a leading equine surgeon, noticed my work on tendon regeneration in racehorses horses. Under her mentorship, I thrived. You have a rare instinct. Clara, she told me, you see what others miss. For the first time, someone saw me not as Lila's quieter half, but as a scientist with something to offer. If only my parents could have seen me that way. The morning before Lila's party, I met Dr. Bennett in her office. She was in her late 50s, sharp-eyed, her walls lined with awards and photos of her with veterinary pioneers. Clara, sit, she said, her voice warm but serious. Big news. My pulse quickened. I'd been waiting weeks to hear about the Kessler Grant, the top veterinary research award in the U.S., given to one graduating student nationwide. It came with funding, a lab at UC Davis, and full loan forgiveness. The Kessler committees made their choice, Dr. Bennett said, her face unreadable. Then she grinned. It's you, Claire. You're going to Davis. Disbelief and pride hit me like a wave. The Kessler Grant mine, I don't know what to say, I stammered. You earned it, she said firmly. Your work on biomechanical tendon repair was revolutionary. The committee loved your integration of surgical and regenerative therapies. The grant included a stipend, housing, and, crucially, loan forgiveness. I'd be debt-free. Just like Lila, but through my own sweat. Not my parents' checkbook. There's more, Dr. Bennett added, her eyes gleaming. I've been invited to Lila's party tonight, courtesy of your parents. They don't know about our work together. I'd like to announce the grant there, if you're okay with it. My stomach twisted. I don't know, Dr. Bennett. It's Lila's night. My parents might think I'm trying to steal her thunder. Her expression hardened. Clara, I've seen how your family operates. I've heard them at faculty events. Watched them talk up Lila while barely mentioning you. I get why you're hesitant. But sometimes you need to claim your space publicly to be seen. She was right. If I told my parents privately, they'd brush off as luck or Clara being Clara. I nodded slowly. Okay, you can announce it. As I left, my phone buzzed. Lila, mom's single quotes gone nuts for tonight. It's embarrassing, wish they'd celebrated both of us graduating. See you there, I stirred. Stunned, Lila had never acknowledged our parents' favoritism before. Another text followed. From Mom, business casual tonight. Claire, please let Lila have her moment. It's important to her. The contrast was stark. Maybe Lila saw more than I'd thought. Maybe tonight would expose truths my parents had buried for 26 years. Lila's debt-free bash was at a chic Boise rooftop venue. The entire space rented out. A massive banner read, congratulations. Dr. Lila, no hint that another Dr. Pierce had graduated too. I smoothed my forest green dress, took a deep breath, and stepped into the fray. Lila spotted me instantly, breaking from a knot of cousins to hug me. She looked radiant in a gold dress, her dark hair same shade as mine cropped sleekly while mine fell in waves. Thank God you're here, she said. Uncle Dan's already asked if I'm dating a nice vet yet. I left, despite the knot in my chest. What did you say? That I'm married to my stethoscope. But I'm open to hot surgeons, she grinned, then lowered her voice. This is absurd, Claire. Mom invited the dean. The Dean. I scanned the crowd and saw Dean Harper chatting with Dad. They pulled out all the stops, I said. Too many stops, Lila muttered. Why just me? We both killed ourselves in school. Her words loosened something in me. Maybe Lila wasn't as oblivious as I'd assumed. Claire, Lila, Mom appeared, champagne in hand. Lila, Dr. Kessler's here, you know. Head of orthopedics at Boise Vet Hospital. Come say hi. She tugged Lila away, then glanced back. Clara, can you check if the caterers have the vegan desserts? Your cousin me is being picky, and just like that, I was demoted to logistics while Lila was paraded before VIPs. Some things never changed. I was directing wait staff when Dr. Bennett arrived, striking in a navy blazer, her presence commanding. Clara, she said, hugging me, ready for tonight. I'm nervous, I admitted. This feels messy. She surveyed the scene. The banner, the cake with only Lila's name. A slideshow heavy on Lila's photos with me barely a footnote. Messier than I thought, she said softly. Across the rooftop, I saw my parents introducing Lila to Dr. Alan Voss, chief of surgery at Boise Vet, where Lila and I had both applied for residencies. My stomach dropped. Were they angling for Lila's spot through connections? Dr. Bennett, Dad spotted her, approaching with Mom and Lila. So glad you could come. I hear you've worked with Claire. Worked with? Dr. Bennett's eyebrow arched. Claire has been my lead researcher for 2 years. Her tendon regeneration study is reshaping equine surgery. Mom's smile faltered. How nice, she said vaguely. Lila's done amazing work too. Dad added quickly. Dr. Voss was just praising her residency application. I bristled. Lila's focus was small animal cardiology, not surgery. They were inflating her credentials, possibly at my expense. Dr. Bennett's smile was polite, but her eyes were sharp. Is that so? I thought Lila specialized in cardiology, not surgical interventions. An awkward silence fell. My heart sank. This announcement might backfire. But it was too late to stop it. Dinner began with my parents, Lila, our grandparents, and Dr. Voss at the head table. I was relegated to a side table with cousins, close enough to hear, but not join. Lila's always been our star, Dad said to Dr. Voss. Even as a kid, she had that drive. She's our go-getter. Each word stung. I pushed my salad around. Appetite gone. Dr. Bennett, seated with faculty, caught my eye. Her look sympathetic. After dessert, Dad stood, clinking his glass. Thank you for celebrating our daughter Lila's incredible achievement. Vet school is brutal, and graduating debt-free is a rare feat. Polite applause rippled. Lila shifted uncomfortably. We're so blessed to have supported Lila's journey. Mom added, standing. We always knew she'd make us proud. The words were deliberate. They'd invested in Lila, not both of us. I stared at my plate, fighting tears. Then Lila stood. I need to say something, she said, looking at me. This feels wrong. Claire and I graduated with the same GPA. We both poured everything into school. Clara worked harder. Without the support I had, the crowd hushed. Mom whispered, Lila, not now. It's exactly now. Lila said, her voice firm. I can't celebrate something that ignores my sister. It's unfair. And it's always been unfair. My throat tightened. Lila was calling it out publicly. It was validating and wrenching. Dad forced a laugh. We're proud of both our girls, of course, but tonight's about Lila's debt-free milestone. A special moment. You made it happen. Not me. Lila shot back. It's not my achievement. The tension was electric. My parents' perfect facade was cracking. Dr. Bennett stood, her voice cutting through. If I may, this is a perfect moment to share news about Clara. My parents froze. Clara's research on equine tendon regeneration has won her the Kessler Grant at UC Davis. Dr. Bennett announced, it's the most prestigious veterinary research award in the country, with full loan forgiveness and a generous stipend. Gasps spread. Dr. Voss looked at me, intrigued. Cousins whispered excitedly. The committee praised Clara's innovative biomechanical approach. Dr. Bennett continued, developed while managing a full clinical load. In my 30 years mentoring, I've rarely seen her level of brilliance and grit. Applause erupted warm. Genuine for me. People turned, smiling, nodding. My parents sat stunned, their narrative crumbling. Lila grinned, no trace of envy. There's more, Dr. Bennett said. I've secured funding through our department to cover Clara's remaining loans. A unanimous decision for her contributions. I was debt-free too through my own merit. The room cheered louder. Faculty who'd ignored me now approached, asking about my work. Supervisors shared stories of my patient care I didn't know they noticed. My parents stayed, seated, shell-shocked, watching their overlooked daughter become the night's focus. Lila joined me, clinking her glass against mine. Kessler Grant, you're a rock star. Clara, why didn't you tell me? Found out this morning, I said. Didn't want to hijack your night. This overblown party was Mom and Dad's idea, she said. I told them it was too much. Unfair to you. They wouldn't listen. You did? I asked, surprised. Of course. I've always seen how they treated you. I just didn't know how to fix it. Dr. Voss approached. Dr. Pierce. Your research sounds groundbreaking. Ever consider bringing it to Boise Vet instead of Davis? That's kind. But she's taking the Kessler, Leela interjected, arm around me. It's a once-in-a-lifetime shot. But my sister's a machine. She'll have another breakthrough in no time. Dr. Voss smiled. When you're done at Davis, think of us. We'd be lucky to have you, both of you. As he left, I turned to Leela. You didn't have to do that. I know you wanted Boise for residency. I do. But not by letting Mom and Dad rig the game, she said. That's not who I am. My parents approached, moving slowly through guests now buzzing about me. Dr. Bennett had quite the speech. Dad said, his tone forced. The Kessler grant, big deal, Claire. Why didn't you tell us you were up for it? Mom asked. A hint of reproach. Would it have changed anything? I said quietly, you've made it clear who you back. That's not fair. Dad started. We've always supported you both. Differently, Mom cut in. Because you had different needs. Leela shook her head. Enough, Mom. Dad, we're talking about this soon, all of us. No more excuses. Dr. Bennett appeared. Claire, the dean wants to feature your grant in the alumni journal. She smiled at my parents. Her gaze pointed. You must be thrilled to have such talented daughters. Especially seeing Clara shine after all she's navigated. The word *navigated* landed heavily. My parents looked chastened. We've always known Clara's special, Mom said weakly. Too late. The week after was a whirlwind. The Kessler news spread, opening doors I'd never dared knock on. Professors who'd favored Leela now emailed congratulations. Peers who'd overlooked me claimed we'd been close. My parents tried to rewrite history, showing up at my apartment with a gift box. We thought, with you both starting careers, you deserve something special, Dad said, revealing a silver bracelet identical to one they'd given Leela months ago. It's nice, I said. Not touching it. Bit tardy, though. Mom flinched. Clara, we know you felt sidelined, but we knew you were strong enough to handle things. Leela needed us more. That's a story you tell yourselves. I said calmly. It doesn't explain why you flew to her competitions, but skipped my grant presentations. Why you paid her rent, but told me to borrow more. Why you celebrated her degree but left mine in the shadows. We only have so much to give. Dad protested. You gave it to Leela, I said. Every time. Mom's eyes welled. We love you both the same. Maybe, I said, but you haven't acted like it. Bracelets don't fix that. My phone rang. Dr. Bennett, calling about Davis logistics. Perfect timing, I said, answering, turning from my parents' stunned faces. 3 weeks later, I stood in my nearly empty apartment. Boxes stacked for the move to California. Leela lounged on a folding chair, watching me seal a carton of textbooks. Can't believe you're leaving, she said. Boise is gonna suck without you. You'll be too busy with residency, I teased. Our paths were splitting, mine to Davis, hers to Boise Vet. I keep thinking about Mom and Dad, she said. I thought I was the golden child, getting all their attention. But they were holding me back, making me need their approval. You didn't cause it, I said. But thanks for speaking up. I should have sooner, she said. They're a mess now. Mom's crying daily, saying you hate them. Dad's bragging about his genius daughter at Davis, like he had anything to do with it. Let them, I said, surprised by my calm. Their validation doesn't matter anymore. Dr. Bennett had shown me what real support felt like, pushing me to grow, defending my worth, seeing me clearly. My parents' approval, once annoying need, had faded. What's next for us? Leela asked. I took her hand. We build our own bond. Without their scoreboard, she squeezed back, smiling. Dr. Clara Pierce, Kessler grant winner. I'm so damn proud. As I taped the last box, peace settled over me. The road ahead was tough, but mine My parents, reckoning or lack of it, didn't define me. I'd claimed my path, my truth, and that was the sweetest victory.